Good evening. My name is Marion Black, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a PowerPoint presentation entitled Virtual Museums and Field Trips. This presentation is a assignment that was required of me for a MAT graduate program, and I hope you learn a lot. So enjoy. All right. Let's just first talk about what are virtual museums. Virtual museums are basically a collection of digitally recorded images, sound files, text documents, and other data of historical, scientific, or cultural interest that are accessed through electronic media. Virtual museums also allow students and teachers to virtually visit museums or exhibits without the hassle of travel and expenses. Virtual museums, another thing about them is that they're basically able to be looked at via your computer or maybe even an iPad or a tablet of some sort. So teachers can explore various museums across the world and to their students and allow them to look at various exhibits and study and look at various things that they have been learning about in class. So it's a good experience. What are field trips? We all remember field trips from elementary school, maybe middle school, and everyone was so excited to go on field trips. It was a time to basically kind of get out of the class and just go to a new environment. And field trips, although they may, to some seem kind of, well, they're not necessary. They really are. They're good for students to be able to experience something different other than what they would normally be able to experience. So basically, field trips are made by students or research workers to help study something firsthand. Field trips also provide students the opportunity to take a break, as I said, from their normal routine and experience more hands-on learning. All right. There are several advantages of virtual museums. First, they allow for technology to be infused into the lesson taught and also into the classroom. Technology is very prevalent now in our students and our children's lives and even in adults' lives as well. Another advantage is that virtual museums are cost effective and they're also convenient. We can access the museums online right from the classroom or from our homes through our computers. Also, virtual museums instantly connect students with learning opportunities that they may not otherwise get to experience. A student may not have the finances or an opportunity to travel to visit the Smithsonian. However, because of virtual museums, visiting the Smithsonian's, although you're not there physically, but you can be able to virtually go there and experience it. Lastly, virtual museums provide additional insight and a deeper learning experience. There are various different types of virtual museums. This slide I'm going to talk about science virtual museums. Um, the Franklin Institute Science Museum is located in Philadelphia, and it specializes in historical weather data, science objects, clocks, gears, and on the concept of time. This is a great resource for a science classroom. Also, the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago specializes Apollo 8, coal mines, science in construction sites, and oddly enough, the birth of chickens. Also, more science things that could be integrated into a science classroom. History and natural history museums will be very beneficial for a science class as well as a history class. The American Museum of Natural History in New York is a virtual museum that is available online, and it has several exhibits including cultural artifacts, life forms and cultures on Earth, and fossils. The American Red Cross Virtual Museum is only online, but it does provide interesting facts about the history of the American Red Cross and the exploration of different eras in history. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, located in New York, offers a great virtual museum tour of its facilities. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is the largest art museum in the United States, and it has collections there that are from more than 5,000 years of world culture. It is known also for its great exhibit on the American painter Mary Cassatt. Now, if an art teacher was doing a unit on American painters, this would be a great virtual museum for that teacher to allow her students to see, and they could get more knowledge on American painters such as Mary Cassatt, as well as other art forms from around the world. As I completed my research on virtual museums, I found that there are hundreds of them available for you to explore. Other virtual museums include places like the Smithsonian, NASA, the White House, and Colonial Williamsburg. These are all interesting topics that could be incorporated into any classroom. I could see NASA being incorporated into a math or a science class. The Smithsonian has anything from history, math, science, just an array of different subjects that could be implemented into a classroom. So as I continue to study to become a future educator, I will definitely remember that these virtual museums are out there and available for not only my students but also for me to explore. Virtual museum and field trips is a topic that prior to researching it I had never heard of before. I knew about museums and I knew about field trips, but the virtual part I hadn't quite heard of. However, after researching, I have a much greater appreciation and understanding of the importance of virtual museums. They are great for incorporating technology, as mentioned in the presentation, and not only that, they help expand the minds of the students and give them an experience that they maybe otherwise would not have had. Virtual museums should definitely be used in the classroom to expand on the knowledge that students learn in various lessons from their teachers. Also, virtual museums help to extend to the students various aspects of what the world has to offer. And it also helps them to connect what they have learned and put it together and make a greater picture. I hope that you have learned more about virtual museums and field trips by watching this slide, and I know that I definitely have, and I hope to one day in my future classroom use these very same virtual museums as I talked about today so that I can help my students be great achievers.